True North Reviews, True North Reviews, True North Reviews.
Hey there, welcome to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing the Halsey record, If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. It's interesting, before the release of this album, I was on the brink of giving up on Halsey's music. After two mediocre LPs to start her career, there weren't too many signs pointing towards a promising future. Now, Halsey, she's always floated in between the pop and rock genres. She's definitely had glimpses of brilliance in the past, but nothing that stuck the landing, at least for a full album in my opinion. But that all changed on this latest full-length project as Halsey announced that it would be a concept record about the joys and horrors of pregnancy and childbirth. Not only this piqued my personal interest, but Halsey enlisted the Nine Inch Nails members Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross to help with the writing and production. Throw in Lindsey Buckingham and Dave Grohl and you've got a star cast of rock stars. Now, I would argue it's because of these collaborators and Halsey trending upwards since her previous album, Manic, that those are the two major driving forces for me to check out this new music. But diving into this record though, Halsey gives plenty more reasons to appreciate what she's doing here. Most of them boiling down to the passion and anger that bleed through in her performances, as well as the nostalgic feeling that is captured through the grunge and industrial sounds that Halsey explores. Wasting no time, the intro track, The Tradition, sets an ominous mood for the record with its evil and devilish augmented fourth interval. It's like Trent Reznor has his fingerprints all over this track, but Halsey still shines with her vocals and lyrics. I love the refrain of asking for forgiveness, never permission. The tune also reminds me of a more harrowing version of Trouble, a song that Halsey released very early on in her career. Landing as another gut punch on this record is the subsequent cut Bells in Santa Fe. This one features a smooth segue from the previous track. I also appreciate the industrial outro of harsh synths and white noise. It's this cacophony of sound and overload of your senses before pounding through with a powerful kick drum and syncopated rim clicks on Easier Than Lying. Between this track's shouted chorus and punk feel, I find it hard to pick a more genuine and visceral track on the album. This is easily one of the best songs Halsey has put to tape. Even the follow-up in Lilith is a highlight with its bass and drum combo, towing the line for its rap and sung verse from Halsey. Yes, there are hints of synthesizer on here, but what seals the enjoyment of the track for me personally is the extra oomph behind that bass, as well as the disorienting outro that elongates Halsey's vocals. The record then transitions into Girl Is a Gun, which on most artist records would probably push me away based on its glitch elements. However, the breakbeat that is paired with those aspects of the song along with the dry vocal mix make it a mind-bending and altering moment on this record that is hard to skip. Another must-hear moment on this record, in my opinion, is You Asked for This, which has a lo-fi aesthetic through and through, no doubt a giant contrast from the preceding track. What's also interesting about You Asked for This is its grunge and shoegaze focus, as well as the harmonized vocals and the chorus that are absolutely entrancing. Offering as a cool down moment on the record's track list, the cut Darling is a twinkly and pretty juncture. I love the arpeggiated guitar. It makes me think this song was inspired by a Stevie Nicks acoustic ballad. In other words, I get serious landslide vibes. Moving on from there, even the deep cuts on this record have a strong sense of songwriting behind them. For example, 1121 is melodramatic in its atmosphere and performance. Honestly, I thought it was a boring piano ballad at first, but after multiple listens, I think the belted chorus is still enough to grab me. Cranking up the dynamics and energy again though, Honey is like a hit of adrenaline, and with drums played by Dave Grohl, it's no mystery why this track is played with so much passion and vigor. As a small hiccup on the record, Whispers is likely my least favorite track here. Granted, it's another meld of Halsey and Trent Reznor's vision to make another disturbing atmosphere, but I think the results get lost in the shuffle of some other songs. The synths are pretty lifeless, the tune is dilute, and the lyrics are trying way too hard to be edgy. If anything, they just warrant an eye roll, which is something Halsey has done in the past. She keeps those mistakes to a minimum here, but picking things back up, though, is I am not a woman, I'm a god. This is just a way better fusing of their artistic talents compared to Whispers. You have that classic Nine Inch Nails instrumental that hits hard with the reverberating synths, and a melody that is way more memorable, too. Continuing along, the Lighthouse is another lo-fi cut on the project. There are some sinister vocals provided by Trent in the outro, but I really like the song. For some reason, I see Big Rec writing and performing something like this. But on Halsey, it suits her well. Yeah, this type of song might not come around again in her discography, but it's a great one. Enjoy it while it's here. Unfortunately, though, the closing track feels tacked on and a little unnecessary. It reuses some melodic ideas from 1121 and takes a while to get its bearings, and by the time it gets going, it really doesn't go anywhere all that interesting. But that said, there's only one or two lackluster tracks, and that's enough for me to say this is a pretty great album. It's not terrible at all. If anything, I'd actually say it's my favorite Halsey record if I had to choose right now. I guess my biggest question after listening and going forward is thinking about how Halsey will perform these songs live. The reason why I'm curious is because some songs are lo-fi, so it might be hard to recreate those in a live setting. Not to mention, Trent Reznor is busy with his own music endeavors unless he wants to take time out of his schedule to tour with Halsey. I just don't see how this would work for a full show, since the rest of Halsey's music is very different from this album. Who knows, maybe the show would have to be devoted to this album alone. Either way, it doesn't bother me. Halsey's here proving me wrong, proving a lot of people wrong. I think a lot of people underestimated what she's capable of doing in the music industry. I mean, she's never been doubted for her ability to write a catchy song, but this music here should ultimately be enough to get the critics on board, even if it's just for the surface level reason and allure of a Trent Reznor production credit. So with all that being said, I'm feeling an 8 out of 10 on this Halsey record. Make sure you guys sound off down below in the comments. Tell me what you guys think of this music, whether you agree or disagree. I'm here to engage with you guys. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town. I'd appreciate that as always. Thanks for watching and have a rockin' day.